I felt hot, my cheeks burned. The reason? My oh so hot husband, who had gotten a little too comfortable or shameless. Because he was roaming without clothes, a towel hung around his torso, barely hiding his modesty. His hair was still damp, given the shower he took not long ago. His body, a work of art, sculpted meticulously. The water droplets seemed like vibrant strokes of a brush. The turner slipped from my hands and fell on the floor, draining his attention. I ducked down behind the counter. Picking up the spatula was an excuse. I wanted to hide myself because I was sure I resembled a red tomato. I patted my warm cheeks, schooled my expression before I grabbed the spatula and got up. I cleared my throat as if that could help me hide my flushed face. Have you seen my blue shirt? I flinched. The spoon dropped from my hands again. Startled, I looked up and my breath caught in my throat. He was standing a few feet away, on the other side of the counter, looking way too innocent for a man who had sent ripples through my spine. And there went all the efforts of playing cool. Are you okay, Van? Your face is red. No, I'm not okay. You are too dangerous for my poor heart. Oh, it's because I'm cooking. Not only my heart, but my tongue was going frenzy too. I could feel the goosebumps slowly rising on my skin. Are you sure? You don't look fine. I cried internally. How would I explain that it was all because of him? No, Jimin, I'm okay, and your blue shirt must be in your closet. Look it up there. I replied, not daring to look in his direction again. I couldn't risk my life. A few moments ticked by in complete silence. He left, or so I thought. What are you making? I flinched, gasping loudly. He was standing just behind me, leaving little to no space between us. Instinctively, I turned, facing him. My heart leaped before my brain could register our closeness. He was close, so close that I could see the freshly shaved stubble on his face. The lavender mixed with blueberry scent was too prominent to ignore. Wait, lavender and blueberry? Has he been using my shampoo and body wash? What are you doing here? My voice came out more like a plea, my stomach coiled with nervousness and a new kind of excitement. Just wanted to see what my wife is planning to feed me. It seems my stomach will be blessed with burnt pancakes today. I frowned in confusion, but soon my eyes widened when a pungent smell of burnt flour hit me. I whipped around and turned off the stove, mourning over the sacrifice of one pancake. Ah, my precious pancake. I shot a sharp look at my husband, who chuckled. He dared to chuckle when he was the reason for this? How cruel. It's all because of you, I whined, dumping it in the trash bin. You are the one who got distracted. How is that my fault? Because it's you who. I pointed an accusing finger at him but stopped before I could reveal that he was the distraction. Go and get ready. You are getting late for work. I virtually patted my own back for diverting the topic successfully. However, I felt chills running down my spine when he stepped closer instead. His chest pressed against my arm, and I forgot to breathe. You forgot to wish me good morning today, he whispered softly. His voice. It felt like an uninterrupted sleep in a warm bed, draped in soft velvet blanket. Before I could reply, he leaned closer. My eyes fluttered close when his lips brushed against my cheek, but he retreated as quickly before I could bask in the warmth of it, much to my disappointment. Now that's a good morning. I shyly lifted my eyes to his face. The smug smirk insinuated that he knew what he was doing and how it was affecting me. I'll be back. And he was gone, ascending the stairs as though he hadn't just left me flabbergasted, burning in anticipation and craving for more than just a peck. The Car ride was as usual, full of sneaky glances, playful remarks, with a bit of gossip as a side dish. Do I have a car? Yes. Do I love driving? Yes. Can I drive to work? Yes. But if I have to choose between driving myself to work or being the passenger princess with my husband, I'll always choose the latter. I forgot to inform you. Mom called me. They want to see us for dinner tonight. He said out of the blue as if it struck him out of nowhere. I know, she called you after she called me. She wants to show me new flower plants she received recently. A smile instinctively formed on my lips. My mother-in-law was such a sweetheart. Teaming up behind my back, I see. My shoulders lifted in a proud shrug. She is my mom, do know. Just accept that she loves me a little more. I smirked. He rolled his eyes in mock offense, but a soft smile curved on his lips. Of course, she is your mom. Everything is yours, including me. My heart skipped a beat. The smirk softened into a shy smile. This man would be the death of me, and I'll still be gobsmacked by his charm. By the way, there is a surprise for you tonight. I looked at him with a childlike excitement. Who doesn't like surprises? What surprise? You will be meeting someone special tonight. My curiosity had peaked. Who? Surprise, dear wife, you'll see tonight. He dismissed my curiosity with a soft smile. My lips puckered in a pout, but it's a matter of few hours. I could wait. The car rolled to a stop outside the boutique I owned. I unbuckled my seatbelt and was about to get off the car when a grip on my arm pulled me back. I looked over to Jimin to find him scooting closer. What? Before I could get a chance to speak, he pressed his lips to my forehead. I sat frozen, cheeks burning red as he sat back. Have a good day at work, have your lunch on time, and if you have time, miss me. And that's it. Here went my heart, my sanity, and my ability to speak. His grip loosened from my arm, setting me free to step out, but I just couldn't muster the strength to move away from him. Go, you have deadlines you were panicking about last night. Oh, damn those deadlines. But the responsible businesswoman inside me couldn't ignore my duties. Though reluctantly, I stepped out and walked towards my little sanctuary. I turned back. He was there, waving at me. I walked 4 steps and turned back again. He was still there. I reached the entrance and turned around. He was still there. Eyes focused on me, the usual soft smile on his lips. I never expected this. Especially falling in love with my arranged husband was the last thing in the list. But 3 dates and 2 months into this arranged setup, and I was completely, utterly, undeniably smitten. I wasn't a big fan of dolling up. Though I liked dressing up and trying out new makeup skills, I never paid much attention to it until I got married. I started paying extra attention to everything. And why? Because my husband noticed everything, and I craved those compliments I received without asking. I trimmed my hair an inch. Your hair looks gorgeous. I tried a new eye makeup look. I like what you did with your eyes. I bought a new handbag. I like it. I don't know how you managed to fit an entire closet in your tiny bag. It's like Doraemon's pocket. I chuckled at my own thoughts. I glanced at my reflection in the mirror. I looked pretty, but the glow on my face was different. And why shouldn't it be? I have been laughing a little more, a little too loud. I found myself smiling for absolutely no reason. I was happy, and it was markedly evident on my face. I have always thought I would feel butterflies when I find my person. There would be a constant ringing in my ears until Jimin showed up. I realized love brings peace, not chaos. It brings comfort, confidence, and security. It brings sizzling pasta cooked by your husband at odd times of night, a warmth for a chilly night, Oh, I'm completely head over heels for him. I think I have a crush on my husband. I plopped on the bed, giggling to myself. Yes, I knew I was going crazy, but Jimin liked crazy, or else I wouldn't hear an earful from him for sneaking ice cream at midnight and then would find him enjoying it with me. A ping from my phone interrupted my sweet dreams about my husband. Speaking of angel, it was my angel's text. I'm stuck with some work. I'll meet you directly at dinner here. Or would you like to wait, my lady? I hugged the pillow to my chest and squealed loudly. I have fallen into this rabbit hole and I was going down and down and down. I'll drive there, no need to trouble yourself. Take your time. His response came as quickly. You offended me by calling my wife trouble. I hope for a better response from you next time. I bit back a laugh as I responded, like what? Like, I'm not leaving until you come and pick me up, bring me flowers, and open the car door for me. Do better next time. I rolled my eyes. So cheesy, but I like cheese. I'm a grown up, responsible woman. I can drive myself and lessen your struggle. I know you can. You're the most responsible person I have ever met. But that doesn't take my right to do things for you. I don't do it because you can't. I do it because I want to. Again. He did it again. Many times. Countless times. What was he trying to earn now? My lungs? Because my heart was already down on his knees for him. I'll see you at dinner. My fingers hovered over the red heart emoji for some time before I finally pressed send. I threw away the phone and stared at the ceiling for a good minute. What had happened to me? Why was I behaving like a teenager who had just discovered that her crush liked her back? I stepped inside my in law's house, my hands filled with all the gifts I bought for them. But my heart dropped at the sight in front of me. The bags fell to the ground with a soft thud. My husband was there, holding someone else in his arms, his hands on her waist, his lips on her, kissing her like no tomorrow. I blinked once, twice, thrice, thinking it was a bad dream. I was seeing things. It would fade away, but no, neither was it was a dream, nor was I assuming things. It was him. Agony felt inside me like a sword piercing through my body. I could feel my heart crumbling, shrinking into pieces slowly. I felt nauseated. A sheer urge to throw up everything surged within. The burger I ate during lunch, the hopes, the attachment, the feelings that were slowly building home inside me. A pressure was slowly forming behind my eyes. I let out a shaky breath, holding back the pain that rippled through my chest. No, I wouldn't let him rip my heart apart like that. Never. I stormed towards them, my hands twisted at my sides. I grabbed his arm, pulled him off his supposed lover, and wound a tight slap on his face. Their gasps came in unison. Oh, soulmates and all? He looked at me like I had committed a crime. No ounce of shame, no guilt. Was he always like that, or was it me overlooking hints? I clutched his collar and shook him vigorously. How could you do this? How could you touch another woman? How could you kiss her? How could you? I was screaming like a lunatic. I was slowly losing my senses, and he was the reason for it. Hey, how dare you slap my. I showed her a glare, and she cowered back. Listen, girl, do not speak between us. Let me deal with him first before I come to you. You will get one as well. I averted my gaze from her to him, that cheater again. Who are you, huh? What is your real face? The one I have been living with for 2 months, or the one I witnessed 2 minutes ago? He tried to sweat off my hands, but I clutched his shirt tighter. I had planned to rip off his clothes and make him take a walk of shame. Listen, no, you listen. I yanked him through his collar, glaring at him. What was the need to pretend if you loved someone else? What was the need to promise me forever when you already dreamed it with someone else? Why did you marry me if you carried her in your heart? What? Marry? The girl shrieked as she stepped forward. She looked heartbroken and betrayed, like me. You are already married. You lied to me. I frowned as I left his corner and focused on the girl instead. No, Leah, you don't know he's married, I asked, and the girl, whose name I suppose was Leah, shook her head. Her eyes were already welling up with tears. We got into a relationship a month ago. He said he never dated anyone and that he loved me a lot. Her voice cracked in the end, and I felt bad. Bad for me and worse for her. Being heartbroken was one thing, being heartbroken and unknowingly becoming a homewrecker was another. Girl, I genuinely didn't know he was already committed. I wouldn't have baited an eye on him, I promise. And she stepped forward and slapped him right across his other cheek. Ladies, calm down and listen to me. What is even there to listen to? You are not only cheating on me but her too. Two timing. What's more, I don't know. My strength was drained completely. I was hurting inside and still holding myself strong. You are getting it all wrong. I'm not what you think. I am. Right, you are not what I thought. You wanna call me stupid or low witted that I believed everything you showed me? He vigorously shook his head, but did I care? No, it was too late for an explanation. Is she the surprise? The special someone you wanted me to meet? Leah stepped beside me, looking as if two and two were finally making four. He said the same to me this morning. I can't believe I fell for a cheater, a liar, and the worst human to ever exist on earth. I'm dumping a cheating ash right now. And as she said so, he leapt forward, holding her hand. No, Leah, listen. You need to hear me out, babe. It's not what he paused as his gaze followed something over my shoulders. Hey, bro, don't run. Help me out of this mess. I turned around to find another guy frozen on the doorstep. It seemed like he was trying to escape. Fix it or else I'll jump over the cliff with you tied up on my back. And then the guy turned around and my eyes almost popped out of the socket because Jimin again, one beside me, one in front of me. Huh? Double roll? I was shocked, stunned, shaken, astounded to my core because what was happening? Who was the real Jimin? Before I could dive deeper into the reticulum of my thoughts, Jimin at the doorstep stepped towards her. Ryan, I am Jimin. He is my twin brother Jimin. He was someone I wanted you to meet because he couldn't make it to our wedding. But I guess you both have already met. He tried to smile, but it came out like an awkward twitch of lips, while I was drowning in shame. Yes, I'm Jimin. I have been trying to explain the same to you ladies, but you weren't ready to listen. I wanted the art to split apart and swallow me whole because the embarrassment I felt outdid the heartbreak I was feeling moments ago. Jimin, I didn't know I'm sorry. I couldn't speak. The jump from one emotion to another was too quick, giving me less to no time to brace myself. I am sorry too, babe, she whispered, caressing the cheek where she slept, but he slowly removed her hand, sulking like a child. But it's not our fault. You both brothers should have told us. If I were at Mayan's place, I would have reacted the same. Because for her, there is only one person who looks like her husband. I listened to her silently before I got it. She was right. It wasn't my fault. I glared at Jimin, and he scooted away. I wanted to tell you alright, tonight I mean, but all this drama happened. Oh, I'm so grateful. Saved me from a lot of embarrassment. I scoffed, narrowing my eyes. As I tilted my head to look at Jimin, he cupped his face and stepped away. Let's go, Leah. These men are dumb. Leah and I left, hand in hand, towards the backyard where my in-laws had made arrangements for dinner. Jimin and Jimin stared at the woman until they were out of their sight. Jimin flung smack at the back of Jimin's head. He showed him a murderous glare. Look, bro, they were ladies, but I'll snap your neck if you touch me. Couldn't you use your mouth earlier and save both of us from a lot of drama? Jimin looked offended by his accusations. Trying putting on my shoes and see how bad they bite. I was stuck between two ladies who talked less and slapped more. They wouldn't let me speak. Jimin sighed, feeling a little bad for his brother. My wife is upset with me now, and my girlfriend, she is planning to dump me. She's too good for you anyways. Jimin scoffed and threw his hands in the air, holding back the urge to pin him down to the ground and punch him square on his face. As if you deserve your wife. She is too good for you as well. Jimin parted his lips to retort, but sighed and ran a hand through his hair. There was no point in fighting over this. Let's forget it and pretend it never happened. Jimin nodded and followed him, opening and moving his jaw at different angles to relieve the soreness from his cheeks. Your wife was in WWE before or what? Her slap hurts. And there you said she's a sweet and nice lady. Jimin spared him a glance and snorted. My wife indirectly took revenge for me. Shut up before I make my girlfriend take revenge from you. The dinner was awfully silent. Jimin was sulking. Jimin was holding back his laughter. The two ladies between them were too embarrassed to lift their heads. And their parents, they were confused by the unusual silence. What happened, kids? No jokes, no laughter, no howling. Are you all okay? Wine and Leah ducked their heads, pretending as if they weren't there. Jimin palmed his mouth, laughing silently. Are you gonna speak or not? Jimin, you tell me. Wait, why is your face swollen? You got into fight again? She glared at his son who sulked, caressing his swollen cheek. It's all because of your pampering. He has not a single responsible bone in his body, idiot. He gave an earful to Jimin before he turned to Leah. Leah, you don't have to put up with this nonsense, alright? Just give me a call and I'll fix him right away. Leah hesitantly nodded and shared a glance with Wine. They both smiled in mortification, knowing that this time he put up with their nonsense. Dad, I didn't fight with anyone. I got beaten up. He whined. Maybe his bad day hadn't ended yet. And what did you do to get beaten up? Someone wouldn't smack you for no reason. Mom, I'm innocent. Two women tried to mug me, but thanks heavens, I was saved. Jimmy snorted loudly, but his laughter faded into a groan when Wine kicked him under the table. Jimmy's parents were even more confused by their weird behavior, but they ignored it and resumed having their dinner. Will you stop laughing? She groaned, her face burning in humiliation as Jimin snorted again. Though she had apologized and Jimin brushed it off with a brotherly hug, she couldn't help but feel guilty for acting out, and Jimin's occasional laughs weren't doing any better to ease her guilt. I didn't know my sweet, shy lady is a festive woman. Kudos to your muscle power. He burst into laughter again. Wine whined, murmuring profanities under her breath, and looked out of the window. But did you really believe I would cheat on you? He asked, his voice serious. The earlier playfulness had vanished now. She looked at him, her eyes drowning in regret. No, but that felt too real to be a bad dream. I was troubled, whom to believe, my heart or my eyes. Jimmy's eyes softened. His hand reached out to grab hers on her lap. You can put your trust in me, Wyan. I promise I would break before I would dare to break it. Her heart raced, fingers curled around his rather firmly. I am sorry, Jimin. I doubted you even it was a misunderstanding. I didn't. He squeezed her hand softly and shook his head. Forget it. Let's not pay more attention to it and ruin our mood here. She smiled and nodded. He reciprocated the smile and retreated his hand. She curled her fingers, trying to grab onto the warmth his touch left behind. A few moments rolled down in silence, a comfortable silence where they grounded in each other's presence. Vine was smiling to herself until the pitter-patter of rain gained her attention. She looked out and grinned widely. Jimin stopped the car. Startled, Jimin drove to the roadside and parked it outside a public park. Giddy and excited, Wine unbuckled her seatbelt, but before she could step out, Jimin grabbed her arm. No, you're not going outside in the rain. Yes, I am, she protested, swatting his hand away, but he held her back before she could slip away. Wyan, no, you'll fall sick. His voice carried an edge. The way his brows twitched insinuated his concern. You know what will make me sick? Grief. And if you didn't let me get drenched in rain, I would be sad. Then I'll grieve at this lost opportunity and I'll fall ill. Do you want that? Jimin shook his head, smiling softly. His eyes brimmed with affection. Or something more. You know, you should have been a lawyer. You are good at arguments. But I wouldn't have looked pretty wearing a black suit and screeching objection, my lord, every 2 minutes. A deep laugh reverberated from Jimin's chest as he finally loosened his grip. Go. Wine giggled like a child in fear and got off Jimin's watch as she skipped towards the park and twirled, her face glowing with childlike excitement. He rested his head on the steering wheel, gazing at her with a soft smile, his eyes filled with pride and admiration. Pride that his woman felt safe enough to be herself around him. He kept her inner child alive. If anything, she looked happier. He admired her silently. His stare kept stuck on her as if he couldn't afford to look away and lose her sight, as if she had cast a spell on him. Her bouncing hair, twinkling eyes, vibrant smile, he drank it all in. She was way more intoxicated than the wine he had during dinner. He was inebriated. Smitten by her, he stepped out and walked towards her as if a string was pulling him. Wyan beamed when she noticed him. She ran towards him and held his hands. Dance with me, it's so much fun. She spun him around and he let her. He moved where she dragged him. He smiled when she smiled. He laughed when she laughed. Monsoon has always been my favorite. I love rain. She chuckled, breathing heavily with all the twirling and jumping she did. She tried to pull her hands out of his grip, but young as she was in Jimin's arms, she fitted perfectly as if she always belonged there. A chill ran down her spine when Jimin's hands snaked around her waist, pulling her flush against himself. Jimin, her voice came out as a broken whisper, trapped somewhere between a squeal and a plea. Do you even have an idea what you are doing to me? He whispered, brushing away a wet stain from her face. Her breath hissed as she looked into his eyes. His damp hair stuck to his forehead, his wet eyelashes fluttering down at her. He felt warm against the cold, damp clothes that clung to her. Stop looking at me like that. I'm losing myself. His one hand trailed from her waist to her hand and pressed it against his chest. She felt the loud thump of his heart beneath her touch, which mirrored her own. You feel that? Ever since you have stepped into my life, it has been going mad. What kind of black magic have you done on me, Ryan? She smiled shyly and lowered her gaze. Jimin tucked a finger under her chin and lifted her face to meet his eyes. Don't look away, please. I'll go crazy. Shut up. She playfully glared at him. He grinned, inching closer to her face. Even your anger is cute. Have I officially gone mad? Or am I just in love? Ryan's breath hissed. This out of the blue confession had caught her off guard. Jimin, he placed a finger on her lips. She gulped in nervousness. God, why did it feel unreal, like a dream coming to life? Her eyes fluttered shut when he leaned even closer and pressed his lips on her cheek. She held her breath when his touch lingered a little longer. He pulled back, but before she could take a breath, his nose touched hers, lips a whisper away, breath mingling together as if creating a love song. You are tempting me, dear wife. I'm afraid I'm giving in to the temptation. Stop me before I lose my control. But she didn't. If anything, she hooked her arms around his neck and drew him in. That's the only signal he needed. He brushed his lips against her, slow, soft, hesitant at first, but when she didn't resist, He pressed them firmly, pulling her in a shearing, tantalizing kiss. Their first kiss, under the rain, away from the prying eyes. He smiled in between when she shifted and stood on his feet. His warm arms slid down to wrap around her thighs and lifted her off. She swung her legs, holding his shoulders tightly for support. Their lips remained glued to each other, pouring those feelings their heart felt but couldn't say it out loud. They parted and stared at each other before a smile crossed their face. Jimin chuckled as he twirled her around. Their laughter filled the air, along with the whoosh of trees and pattering of rain. He didn't put her down on the ground. Instead, he lifted her off in bridal style and walked towards the car. Are you satisfied now? Had enough fun in the rain? Fun? Yes, I had a lot of fun, but I don't know if I'd ever be satisfied. She whispered suggestively, brushing a peck on his cheek. The earlier shyness was gone, replaced by the overwhelming rush of feelings. Jimmy smirked, bouncing her in his arms, his pace quickening towards the car. Their hearts dissolved into love and devotion, stitching in a connection of lifetime. What started with too many doubts, too many what ifs, had transpired into a bond of forever. No doubt, no fleeting attraction, just love, love, and love.